Archangel Michael says this is happening behind your back. Your whole family is in danger because of this woman, and you must listen now before it's too late. The heavenly messenger has come with urgent news, a warning that cannot wait, a message that will save those you love. This is not something you can ignore, not something you can dismiss, not something you can put aside for later. The threat is real, and it is moving closer to your home with each passing moment. This woman is operating in darkness, manipulating events you cannot see, pulling strings that affect your daily life, your relationships, your peace, your security. Your family's harmony is at risk. The bonds you've built are being targeted. The foundation you stand on is being undermined while you remain unaware. The danger is far more serious than you realize. It goes deeper than surface conflicts, deeper than normal disagreements, deeper than typical problems. Archangel Michael has pulled back the veil to reveal what human eyes cannot see, the spiritual attack that is unfolding right in your home. The time for action is now, before her influence spreads, before her grip tightens, before her plans fully take root. Like this video if you receive this divine warning and stand in protection over your family, your loved ones, your household. Archangel Michael is watching right now, seeing who heeds this message, who takes it seriously, who acts upon this heavenly alert. Those who ignore wisdom remain vulnerable, those who listen find protection. This woman works in shadows, moving when no one is looking, speaking when no one else can hear, planting seeds of discord that grow slowly, invisibly, fatally. You've missed the signs because they were meant to be missed. You've overlooked the patterns because they were disguised. You've dismissed the warnings because they seemed insignificant. Your family members are changing in subtle ways, behaving differently, speaking differently, thinking differently because of her unseen influence. Children are especially vulnerable to her tactics, their pure hearts easily manipulated, their minds easily confused, their trust easily betrayed. The harmony you once knew is fading, replaced by tension, by conflict, by confusion, by distance, and you haven't understood why until now, until this moment, until Archangel Michael revealed the truth. Type Amen if you stand against those trying to harm your family, if you reject the influence of this deceptive woman, if you choose protection over ignorance. Declare your vigilance loudly, clearly, firmly, so that both heaven and the dark forces can hear your position, your commitment, your determination. Your declaration has power. Her methods are calculated, precise, patient. She does not rush, does not force, does not reveal her true nature until it's too late. She appears as a friend, a helper, a confidant, wearing a mask of kindness, of wisdom, of care, while harboring darkness behind her smile, behind her words, behind her actions. She listens to your problems so she can use them against you later. She learns your weaknesses so she can exploit them. She studies your family dynamics so she can disrupt them. The trust she builds is her weapon. The access you give her is her opportunity. The information you share becomes her ammunition. Her words seem wise but carry poison. Her advice seems helpful but leads to harm. Her presence seems comforting but brings chaos into your home. This is not the first family she has targeted, not the first home she has entered, and not the first lives she has disrupted. Her pattern is established, her methods are refined. She watches for moments of weakness, for times of vulnerability, for periods of transition when defenses are down, when discernment is clouded, when hearts are susceptible. The battle for your family is ongoing, intensifying, escalating with each passing day, with each conversation, with each interaction where her influence remains unchallenged. You have been spiritually awakened right now in this moment for this purpose, to see through her deception, to recognize her tactics, to understand the danger before it's too late. Archangel Michael has chosen you to receive this insight. Archangel Michael says stand firm against this woman's influence, her manipulation, her darkness, for the sake of those you love, for the protection of your household. You have been divinely selected to guard your family, to maintain the boundaries, to preserve what matters most in your life. Type 777 if you will not let her darkness win, if you will stand in the gap, if you will be the guardian your family needs right now. Divine protection surrounds those who act with wisdom. She speaks differently to each family member, tailoring her manipulation to their individual vulnerabilities, their personal weaknesses, their private struggles. She plants seeds of doubt about your intentions, your words, your actions, making family members question your love, your motives, your trustworthiness. The whispered lies she spreads are subtle at first, barely noticeable, small suggestions that grow into firm beliefs, that transform into accusations, that erupt into conflicts. She creates triangles within relationships, positioning herself as the wise counselor, the trusted confidant, the only one who truly understands, while painting others as the enemy. Isolation is her goal, separation is her strategy, division is her victory, as she pulls family members away from each other one by one, conversation by conversation, doubt by doubt. She celebrates silently when you argue, when you misunderstand, when you give up on each other. Type 1 will protect my family, to break her hold, to counter her influence, to declare your home a place where her manipulation cannot thrive. Your words have power, your intentions have strength, your commitment creates a shield around those you love. Stand against her influence before deeper damage is done, before relationships fracture beyond repair, before her victory is complete. There are specific indicators that this woman has already infiltrated your life, has already begun her work, has already affected your family dynamics. Sudden arguments that erupt without clear cause, conversations that turn hostile for no apparent reason, misunderstandings that seem impossible to resolve, these are her fingerprints. Family members who once were close now avoid each other, children who once shared everything now keep secrets, spouses who once found comfort in each other now feel like strangers. Unexplained tension fills rooms when certain topics arise, when certain names are mentioned, when certain memories are recalled. This is her energy, her presence, her influence. Strange coincidences that bring her closer to your family, that give her more access, more information, more control. These are not random but carefully orchestrated. You are not powerless against this threat, not helpless in the face of her manipulation, not defenseless against her tactics. Archangel Michael has revealed her presence for a purpose. The light of awareness is your first weapon, the power of knowledge is your shield, the strength of love is your protection against everything she attempts. Light always overcomes darkness, truth always exposes lies, love always conquers division when wielded with purpose, with conviction, with faith. Your family bonds are stronger than her manipulation, your family history deeper than her deception, your family love more powerful than her influence when you stand firm together. Type 999 if you are standing in faith for your family's protection, if you are declaring your home off limits to this woman's influence. Place a spiritual boundary around your household right now with your words, with your faith, with your determination. Invite divine protection into every room, every relationship, every heart. This is more than just a personal attack, more than just a difficult relationship, more than just a negative influence. This is part of a larger spiritual war. Your family was not targeted randomly, not chosen by chance, not selected without purpose. There is something special about your household, about your bloodline, about your destiny. The enemy knows what you carry, what you represent, what you are capable of becoming if you remain united, if you fulfill your purpose, if you walk in your calling. This woman is merely a vessel, a tool, an instrument in a larger scheme to prevent your family from achieving what you were created to accomplish. Spiritual vigilance is required now more than ever before because the battle has intensified, the enemy has become bolder, the attacks more direct as time grows shorter. Archangel Michael stands ready with sword drawn, with shield raised, with armies positioned to defend those who acknowledge the threat, who seek protection, who stand in faith. Angelic forces are already working to expose what has been hidden, to reveal what has been concealed, to bring to light what has been done in darkness. Divine intervention has already begun the moment you recognized this warning, the second you understood the threat, the instant you decided to take action against her influence. To align yourself with this protection, you must stand in truth, must speak with clarity, must act with wisdom, must reject every lie, every manipulation, every divisive word. Archangel Michael fights for those who choose to fight for themselves, for their families, for their divine purpose. Type Michael defend us to invoke angelic protection, to call upon heaven's warrior to release divine intervention into your situation. Declare your home under heaven's guard, under spiritual protection, under angelic watch day and night, in every room, in every interaction. Actively reject any influence from this woman, any word she has spoken, any seed she has planted, any division she has created in your family. There have been subtle indicators present all along, small red flags, quiet warning signals, gentle nudges of intuition that something wasn't right, that something was off, that something was dangerous. Comments that seemed slightly odd at the time, statements that didn't quite make sense, questions that felt too personal, too probing, too strategic. These were not innocent events that appeared random, that seemed like unfortunate timing, that looked like bad luck, were actually orchestrated, designed, manipulated to create specific outcomes. Conversations she initiated served hidden purposes, gathered important information, identified vulnerabilities that she stored away for future use, for maximum damage, for perfect timing. Changes in your family members' behavior, their emotional responses, their patterns of communication, their level of openness began gradually, imperceptibly, but have grown more pronounced. The distance between hearts, the walls between souls, the gaps in understanding have been engineered with careful precision by her influential words, by her manipulative actions, by her strategic presence. Your awareness is your greatest weapon. Nothing can remain hidden when exposed to light. Nothing can continue unchallenged when recognized for what it truly is. Standing firm in truth breaks her power, because deception thrives only in darkness, only in ignorance, only when unquestioned, unchallenged, unrecognized for what it is. United families cannot be easily divided when they communicate openly, when they choose trust over suspicion, when they value harmony over being right, when they commit to each other above all else. Divine light exposes all darkness. Eventually nothing remains concealed forever, nothing stays hidden eternally, nothing escapes the revealing power of truth when its time has come. Your family can be restored, strengthened, renewed. Type 555 if you refuse to let this woman destroy your family, if you stand against her influence, if you reject her manipulation, if you choose unity over division. Declare your commitment to vigilance, to awareness, to protection, to preserving what matters most in your life, your relationships, your home, your peace. Stand as guardian over your loved ones, over your household, over your family's destiny. What she truly wants is not friendship, not connection, not to be helpful, not to be supportive, but to destroy what you've built, to dismantle your family unit, to rewrite your family story. The devastating consequences if she succeeds extend beyond temporary conflict, beyond heated arguments, beyond hurt feelings, to permanent estrangement, broken relationships, severed connections that may never heal. She targets families specifically because they are the foundation of society, the basic unit of strength, the primary source of identity, the first place of belonging in human experience. The pattern of destruction she leaves behind in other homes, in other families, in other lives shows isolated individuals, wounded hearts, broken trust, bitter resentment that spans years, that affects generations, that creates cycles of pain. This is her legacy, her purpose, her mission, which Archangel Michael is exposing right now. First, recognize her tactics, name them, identify them, acknowledge them whenever they appear in conversations, in situations, in relationships, removing their power through awareness, through recognition, through understanding. Second, establish clear boundaries about what information is shared with her, what access she has to your family, what role she plays in your decisions, your plans, your conflicts, your celebrations. Third, strengthen family communication, create regular times to connect, to share honestly, to listen deeply, to affirm love, to build trust, to reinforce bonds that she has tried to weaken. Fourth, practice discernment with every word she speaks, every piece of advice she offers, every story she tells, asking whose interest does this serve, what is the hidden message, what would happen if I followed this guidance. Fifth, protect vulnerable family members, especially children, especially those going through difficult times, especially those seeking guidance, by being present, by being available, by being the primary influence in their lives. Sixth, engage in spiritual practices that strengthen your home, that purify your space, that invite divine protection through prayer, through meditation, through shared faith, through united purpose, through aligned values. Type 1. See her clearly now, to declare your awareness, to acknowledge the truth, to step into wisdom about this situation, about this woman, about her true intentions. Commit to implementing these protective measures, these boundaries, these practices, these habits of discernment in your daily life, in your family interactions. Refuse to be manipulated any longer, starting right now. The battle is shifting in your favor, the momentum changing, the advantage moving to your side as awareness grows, as truth spreads, as protective measures are implemented. Her influence is beginning to weaken with every recognition of her tactics, with every boundary you establish, with every family bond you strengthen, with every lie you expose, with every manipulation you reject. Archangel Michael is actively intervening, bringing divine light into darkness, divine truth into deception, divine strength into vulnerability, divine wisdom into confusion wherever she has worked. The power of your awareness, your resistance, your declaration, your family unity creates a force she cannot withstand, cannot overcome, cannot defeat, because darkness cannot remain where light has come. This is the turning point, this is the moment when her plans begin to unravel, when her grip begins to loosen, when her influence begins to fade from your home, from your family, from your lives. Others have faced this exact situation, this same woman, this identical threat, and have overcome, have prevailed, have emerged stronger than before when they recognized, when they acted, when they stood firm. Families once divided by her influence, once filled with misunderstanding, once broken by conflict, have been restored, have been reunited, have been healed, have been strengthened beyond what they were before. Relationships damaged by her lies, her manipulation, her divisive words have been rebuilt on stronger foundations, on deeper trust, on clearer communication, on renewed commitment to each other. The darkness she brought was ultimately defeated by light, by truth, by love, by unity, by divine intervention, by angelic protection, by human determination to preserve what matters most. Their testimony is your promise, their victory, your assurance, their restoration, your future, as you follow the same path of awareness, of action, of faith, of family unity, of divine alignment, of spiritual vigilance. They stand now in complete victory, their families whole, their relationships restored, their peace returned. Type my family is protected to declare your confidence, to affirm your faith, to announce your position regarding this threat, this woman, this situation. Stand in the assurance of divine protection, of angelic guardianship, of spiritual covering over your home, over your loved ones, over every aspect of your family life. Commit to ongoing vigilance against this threat, against her influence, against her tactics. The divine guarantee of protection stands firm, unshakable, unbreakable for those who acknowledge the threat, who take action, who stand in faith, who choose family unity over division. This woman's ultimate defeat is assured, is certain, is inevitable, because light always overcomes darkness, because truth always exposes lies, because love always conquers division, because good always triumphs over evil. The restoration of what has been damaged, the healing of what has been wounded, the strengthening of what has been weakened is already in motion, already beginning, already unfolding in your family. Archangel Michael's sword of truth cuts through deception, his shield of faith protects the vulnerable, his presence brings clarity to confusion, his light dispels all darkness from those who seek his aid. Archangel Michael says, rise now and declare victory, speak with authority, claim with confidence, receive with faith what is already yours, what is already accomplished, what is already done in the spiritual realm. Type victory is mine to claim your family's protection, your home's restoration, your relationships healing, your peace's return, your unity's strength. The battle is already won for those who stand in truth, who recognize deception, who choose love, who seek divine help. The enemy's plans are unraveling, falling apart, dissolving before your eyes as truth spreads, as awareness grows, as faith strengthens, as family unites. This woman's influence is breaking, diminishing, fading with each word of truth you speak, each boundary you establish, each moment of connection you create, each prayer you offer. Your family is being restored, healed, strengthened, renewed, transformed through this challenge, through this battle, through this victory that you are claiming right now. Archangel Michael has heard your declaration, has seen your heart, has received your commitment, has responded to your faith. The heavens have witnessed your stand against darkness, against deception, against division. It is done.